Hey, Dream Chasers, this is Aimee J, your personal hype man and friend, here today on this June 14th to talk about a topic that has been requested, actually, and it's about time management. Some of my team members have seen how I manage my time and have asked me to help and to share that knowledge with you guys. And it's not something I can kind of teach all in one podcast episode, but I will be sprinkling in time management lessons and skills throughout my activities. So be sure to follow me on social media, check out some of the upcoming projects, get on our mailing list if you aren't already, and we're going to be doing that. All right. But first, I want to talk to you about being mindful of your time because I think that's a core lesson for us all to learn in the meantime, because that will set the stage for everything else. All right. So what I'm talking about is the fact that you, yes, you have more time than you think to do the things that you love. I know. You're like, Aimee, you don't know what my life is like. You don't know what my schedule is. I have no time. That's fine. I get it. I respect what you're saying. I just want you to keep an open mind with what I'm about to say. All right? So check this out. There are 24 hours in a day, which is 1,440 minutes in a day. But I'm going to stick to hours in order to keep things a little bit easier. But just know that's a lot of minutes, right? So when we say, 24 hours isn't enough time, I don't think that's fair to say in a majority of cases. I think we're just not managing our time well, all right? So if you have 24 hours and then you take a nap, right, or sleep, they say you need about 7 hours of sleep. Well, 24 minus 7 gives you 17 hours left in your day. And I know what you're saying, like, Aimee, I got things to do. There's stuff that fills it in. All right, cool. Let's keep going. 17 hours in a day, and then you have a job, or you're going to school, or you're at college. Usually that takes up, I'm going to say, sometimes jobs are 8 hours, sometimes they're 12 hours. School is sometimes 8 hours, sometimes it's 12, depending on what the school and study and et cetera, et cetera. Let's just say 10, all right, for the sake of argument and just to do an average. All right, so if you take 10 hours of your day and you're dedicating it to a profession, right, nursing, a company, corporation, college student, high school student, elementary student, a farm worker, although I think they have even longer days. But we're going to, again, go with the average of 10 I'm using. Then we go from 17 to now 7 hours. 7 hours for you to do what you want. That's 420 minutes. All right? That is 14 episodes of a 30-minute TV show. Right? That's a lot of time. That is a lot of time. The question is, what are you doing with those 7 hours? Right? So if you're listening to this, be sure to kind of flip to the YouTube channel to watch the accompanying video, because I'm going to share something. So I'm going to share this time management spreadsheet that I have, that I kind of put together just to break down the time to show you guys that it's actually not as bad. So if we have 24 hours and we have 7 and 10, we have 7 hours, which is like 420. But people don't work on the weekends. So on the weekends, we don't have 7 hours. We have 17 hours to do what we want. 17 hours over 2 days, Saturday and Sunday. What does that mean? You now have 34 hours to do what you want on the weekend. So if we then take 7 hours each day during the week, right? So that's whatever that math is. And then we add the 34 at the end. We have 69 hours in a week to do what we want. 69 hours spread throughout the week in different shapes and forms, right? For us to figure out what to do with that time. So what are you doing with that time? How much of that is going to social media? How much of that is going to you goofing off on Netflix or watching Netflix? The question is, what are you using the time for? So if you find time to eat, right, you might take 2 hours from that. So then you have 5 hours. 5 hours times 60 minutes, that's still 300 minutes, right? And some things will vary. Some days we'll have more time for it. Sometimes you'll have less. You should take time for your mental health care, doing things that relax you, something for your physical health, something for your personal development or education. You might even think school is enough for that. Maybe. I'm not one to say or judge. For me, I like to read books. That helps me, self-help books. Some people like to listen to podcasts. Do what you want to help it further your education. Take an online course. There's so many options. Time for socializing. Go out, see someone. Each day is going to be different. You're not going to do the same thing every day. So one day you may have more time for socializing. The other day you have more time for homework and education. We got to give ourselves this flexibility. But we're so focused on the fact that we have to do the same thing repeated every day. We don't realize we're not really managing our time well, right? Have you included time for hobbies and recreation? Have we included time for relationships, networking, friendships? These are all things that we often take for granted. And there are 7 hours in the day, 69 in the week, for us to find time to do those things. 69 hours is a long time. It's 4,140 minutes. 4,140 minutes for you to figure out time for yourself, time for your passions, time for you to nurture your relationships, time for you to do what you want to do, right? So I want you to go and figure out what you want to do and figure out your time. And the best way for you to do that in this episode that we're talking about is accepting the fact that you have time and then looking and figuring out, where does everything fit in? Where do I have time to do what I want to do? I am working on a Get Ready With Me series on Instagram Live. Follow me at Aimee J 21. On Sundays, we're trying it out. It's still new. But I'm going to show you how I get ready for the week to help you with your time management. And hopefully that may or may not give you some ideas. And so if you're listening to this, check out my social to see if we're still doing it. It's new, right? So we're trying new things to see how it is. But I'll give you a sense of how I plan my week and how I plan my day and how I manage my time. And hopefully that will help you as well. But for the most part, in this episode, I want you guys to understand you have more time than you realize. It may not be 7 hours a day. It may not be 69 a week. But you have more than you think. It's just split up into different places. And what I want you to do is accept that, and then let's rearrange what you have going on to make it more efficient for yourself. All right? So remember, Dream Chasers, until next time, don't stop. Keep chasing.